Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. Happy Monday if such thing exists. Hopefully you had a good weekend. All those pleasantries. Hopefully the weather held out as good as it did for me. I'm going to say it was actually a fairly good weekend for the most part. So not just, some of the stupid in wrestling, but we'll get right into that because there wasn't that much, excitement to talk about. There was some good stuff, but we know how these things normally go, especially with like Rampage is either hit and miss. Smackdown has its moments, but when Rampage is on, Rampage beats Smackdown just because when it's on, it's on. When they're not on, well, highly questionable to say the least. I'll go with that. But started out with Swerve Strickland versus Darby Allin. I thought it was going to be a good match. Excuse me, and it was. They did a good job with it. I like seeing Swerve there. At least they're actually doing stuff with him. I still can't believe everything that happened with how big Hit Row became. They got to the main roster and how that all went down, but he's there now. And they had a good one going. Ricky Starks, gets involved. Shocker. Darby steals a win. They see each other backstage. Say, I didn't want to win that way. We'll go again. And you're like, no, we're good. All that. But again, good match between them when they put people together. I just, Darby's going to feel that at some point. He's pretty much just lawn darts himself all the time. But, so Monday I left that on. It's it'll keep going good. I want to see them finally, get some more somewhere going with the whole Ricky Starks and Powerhouse, pretty much Team Taz and Keith and Swerve. I want to see, them finally start getting to more than just a little bit of idiocy here and there, but at least they're trying to build something, which I give them credit for. Because look how quick they could just on a dime turn from one thing to another without making any sense of it. So there is that. Santana attacks Jericho at the announce table. Kept it, built a little bit more of that after the fireball to Eddie. So I'm okay with them doing that. It's a little bit of a build. Now, just again, it just move. Even if it's slightly forward, it moves it forward, and that's really all you can ask for in story. So at least it's not, quickly. I just hope that it doesn't just suddenly come to an end and then they just move on to something like nothing happened, because I hate it when they do that. But we'll see. The baddies, aka Red Velvet, Kira Hogan, and Jade Cargill, defeated Trish Adora, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue. We all know everyone loves Sky Blue, but I don't see the point of the match. Might have lasted 4 minutes. That's pushing it. It's a very strong might have. Because I don't think they even did seem like it was just there to, make them look big and bad, but they've already done enough to make, Jade look that way. So why waste the 4 minutes? It got everyone TV time, but Kira and Red Velvet were already, in the baddies section doing their thing. So they got TV time there. They could have made a match better than it was. Keith Lee defeated Colton Gunn with Austin Gunn in the corner. Wasn't the worst, wasn't the best. Keith did tell him, you saw the tweet, I believe it was later. And it said his kids, are doing okay and they're good. So, there was that. Again, it was a quick one, but I have seen a lot worse. At least there's some kind of point to that. I can't believe it lasted 2 segments, but it made more sense than that 6-woman match, because it's just weird to me because they got nothing from it, which was my big problem with it. Danhausen called out Hooks. We got to hear Hook talk again. Tony Nese attacks from behind. We'll see how they go with that. I think Tony Nese and Hook wouldn't be a bad thing to see. And I did think Tony Nese was super talented. I didn't like the gimmick over there in the machine, but I thought he was talented in the ring. I think most of us can agree on that. But all the cruiserweights, after, they had their big moment, and then it was just gone. Like, see you later, bye, just as fast as it came. And they had so many, and they didn't know what to do with any of them. So, again, not a shocker, but get to see where they go with that. Again, Hook speaking, that's something. So, slowly building him up doing that. And Samoa Joe successfully defended the Ring of Honor TV title versus Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy were there. And again, they had a good match for the main event. Was it the greatest main event ever? No, but did they put together a decent match? Yes. And Joe successfully defended and choked him out. So, then the ADC after, but we'll see where everything goes with that. Again, I like seeing Joe, just in the ring again and doing his thing. And everyone's going to say, well, he's, injury prone. Well, wrestling all those days that he, was scheduled to, in the machine that beats, the living bejesus out of anybody. So hopefully now that he's over there, he won't be wrestling as many days. So hopefully, that means he won't get as hurt, as much. I think that he'll be okay with this schedule doing this, without beating himself up 300 days a year, which, just kills everybody. Very historically proven that wrestling that much beats you up. So see where they go with it. Hopefully he stays healthy. I was always, a Joe fan. I thought his stuff with Brock was amazing. You actually had him built up where you could believe he could beat Brock. Hopefully this works out. He's back home. It should. But only time will tell. I just think they beat him up too much in the machine for him to ever stay healthy or have a chance to stay healthy. Which gets us on to Friday Night Smackdown. Which wasn't that, bad of a thing. There was some, a lot of dumb stuff. There's some stuff we saw coming, but they put some decent matches together with it, I'd say. But at least they built some stuff. That was the big takeaway for me from SmackDown, is at least they built stuff up. They continued stories going in the proper direction. So that was a good thing. But, Drew McIntyre defeated, Sami Zayn in a steel cage. Kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest steel cage match, but it was still enjoyable to put together a good one. And obviously, Drew won. I don't know why I wrote Sami won. Apparently, I was losing my mind. But Drew won it. Shocker. I don't, Gulak now trying out to be the new timekeeper. Like, again, he's talented in the ring. So that could be my biggest problem with it. I just think it's all so dumb. They added to Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, and Happy Talk. That's good because I like Madcap. I mean, he's freaky fast and he's got charismatic thing going. The crowd's behind him, and having Happy say he won the sledgehammer to destroy his Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy, and to have him be the one in the coveralls with it, like that was just a good small little thing, and it didn't get too stupid. Just a little thing they could do to keep moving that forward until WrestleMania Backlash, which I still don't like the name of. It should just be Backlash, but I'm not the one that makes decisions about these things. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but it was a good little thing again, just because they didn't do it too stupid. I said, oh, reveal. He turns around, he's there, boom. And they go off, without a hitch, and it's done. And it does a little bit of thing, didn't waste too much time. I'm fully okay with them doing that. And again, no matter how you feel about him, like character-wise, that was a perfect amount of time. That's all that needed. They didn't need to do anything bigger or dumber added to it without any, match stupidness or anything. So good on them for that one. Ricochet defeating Shanky and defending the title. Didn't really like it. It was really just felt really awkward to me. And then Ricochet's, awkward, weak looking, he rolled up Shanky, like just didn't look good. Shanky walking out on Jinder. That happened, but I feel that was a wasted thing. And again, watch it. That roll up was weak. I don't care what anyone says. He's really way too talented to be, doing that for beating a guy that's, the size of Shanky. It's just dumb. I thought it was a waste. You could feel differently. Raquel Rodriguez and Kat Cardoza made their SmackDown debuts. Only difference is they're building Raquel. Kat Cardoza was just there. And minus 20 or 30 seconds, it was just Raquel mauling her, as we all expected. But it got her out there, got her doing her thing. And hopefully they start giving her, real people to work with sooner than later. Again, I thought she made a lot of strides when, you first saw her on NXT to where she is now. So I'm not bashing her. And she's not the one booking this stuff. And she did still look good. It's just, hopefully there aren't too many of these, because there's a lot of, really talented people she could be working with to make, a stance, claim her spot, on the SmackDown roster. So I'd rather see her do that, but I'm sure there's going to be another couple, of these that happen. I'd like to see Xia Li too. Just something like that. Now I'd like to see them both get up and get going instead of those matches, but got the point across, got someone else, got Kat Cardoza TV time, did everything it had to. It just wasn't the best match in the world. No one expected it to be. Here we are. The tag team title unification contract signing. It went pretty much how contract signings go in the WWE. Dumb stuff happens, tables fly, people come right down and get involved. And by the end of it, there's no title unification match. It's RK Bro and Drew McIntyre against the Usos and Roman, which makes me question, is he really actually, what kind of shape is Roman in if that's all they're throwing him in there for? And granted, title unification, I mean, save it for, a bigger pay-per-view than WrestleMania Backlash, which is why I didn't like that they ran straight into that, because now they've already, pulled the plug on it for at least WrestleMania Backlash. I just felt it was too early, and they proved my point. So we'll see. I think it's still going to be a great match. The Usos, RK Bro, Drew McIntyre, Roman, like they're going to put something really good together. I just wish they didn't throw, the title unification stuff in there, play into it so much since they said that. If it wasn't going to be for anything, like it was just dumb. That's a lot of stuff they do. And again, I did WrestleMania Backlash, never liked it. So, I don't think any of us really liked the idea of it, but be a good match. And we'll see. Maybe, SummerSlam, they'll pull the trigger on it or something, bigger show. No offense to WrestleMania Backlash. I mean, they didn't do themselves any favor since they created WrestleMania Backlash. And last year's pretty much literally WrestleMania over again. They just added, an extra person to some matches and like, ooh, different. Like, ooh, no. None of us liked it, but be a good match. And they have some good stuff on the card. Just call it Backlash. Why throw WrestleMania there? You already had a Backlash pay-per-view. Just leave it at that. And everything would be okay. But no, they have to go and do that. And, we'll see how it all works out, when they do it. But we all know they're going to at some point. I just thought it was dumb to do it this early, and they agreed with me. Naomi with Sasha Banks defeated Shayna Baszler with Natty. It was, again, another really quick one with a roll-up. Shocker, Natty attacked everyone after the match who didn't see it coming. But at least they have people that you could believe, like, Naomi and Sasha, talented in the ring. Shayna and Natty, talented in the ring. Put them together. At least this is more reputable, I guess, than, let's say, Rhea and Nikki, or really Carmella and Queen Zelina. I didn't like them as champs. I thought it just diminished the division. So at least the people they have going for it now makes it better. But really, I mean, they don't have a lot of teams with women. So they have to throw a bunch of stuff together to get anything. So at least this one is believable. And we have seen them doing stuff before for Sonya all those times. So it makes sense. And, I don't know where they're going to go with it yet. I'll have a better feel next week before WrestleMania Backlash. But, I felt even with a weak roll up, at least there's, talented females in there that are being used that you can believe it's not just some random thrown together idiotic thing, which is all the last tag champs were. So not all of them, as in the last, I say all the last two, really. That is what it is. Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston defeated Ridge Holland with Sheamus there with a quick roll that he calls the backwoods. Sheamus challenges Kofi to a match. Sheamus wins. Bro kick. Ridge attacks Xavier and puts him through a table afterwards. Still no sign of Butch, so I don't know what they're doing with him, but just weird. Never liked him being Butch, but that's another story. I thought Lacey Evans did good. I thought she did a good job with it. Hannah wanted no part of it, so that could just be me. So please, chime in the comments and let me know what you think. But I thought she does a good job with it. Yeah, it's just a different side of the character. So, that's probably why I'm digging it so much. And the entire, doesn't necessarily hurt her cause, but it's a different side and they're doing something different, but she still gets to be her. So I think that's, good. And then the I Quit Beat the Clock challenge, Ronda Rousey defeated Shotzi in a minute 41, even though she said I quit at 138, but, who's counting. And then, after her running laps around the ring and stuff, it was just dumb as we thought it was going to be. Charlotte couldn't beat Aaliyah quicker. Ronda wins. Charlotte attacks Gulak after the match. What else is new? I think it's a giant waste to use Gulak that way, but that's just me. So that's all I got. But closing out on all of it. Again, there was some good stuff, like I said, but there was just so many quick roll-ups and dumb stuff mixed in with it that, there was a lot of wasted time and stuff they could have cut to make, certain things a lot better. There were things we didn't need to see on both shows that could have improved, the matches that were there, but there were good matches to save it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Not going to try to, think too hard on her, be too mean about it. There was some good stuff, some bad stuff, but a lot of what was the point of even doing that? Because it added nothing, and they could have added it to stuff like that. To some matches that were there. But thanks for watching. Thanks for checking me out. Don't forget, share it out. Everyone, I appreciate all of you over on Good Pods. I appreciate you. I see the numbers. Again, follow along. Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts if you want to follow and listen on there. Videos are on YouTube and Rumble. Unless I'm with someone, then they're also on the Facebook page, but they're all there for you to watch. And I appreciate all of you. Follow along on the Facebook page. I share all the audio out there and the videos when someone else is on the show with me. And if you ever want to be on the show, comment somewhere, let me know, message me. We can make that happen. But enjoy the first 3 days of wrestling this week. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Not holding my breath, but I'll be back on Thursday. So be good to each other. Peace.